Hello, my name is Mr. Villalane. My student ID is 6250110030 in Department of Information and Computer Management at Prince of Songkhla University, Trang Campus. Today, I'm here to present about the Site-to-Site VPN using L2TP IPSec set value Site-to-Site VPN as protocol L2TP IPSec on the program simulation computer network GNS3. The program and I'm used in the presentation has such as program GNS3, program VirtualBox, and program WinBox. First of all, I will show you how to download about creating the MikroTik router CHR on program VirtualBox. But first of all, I will show how to download the file CHR from the website MikroTik. Goes to Google and search the word the website microtik.com, and then you go to software and then find the files cloud hosted router and find the VDI image file VDI image and click download. Yes, it is the file that we will use for create the MikroTik router CHRs. The file CHR 6.48.1. So we go to program. After that, we go to program VirtualBox for create the MikroTik router CHR on program VirtualBox. Goes to program VirtualBox and click on new. We don't need to download update. Click on new and then we set the name as MikroTik H. Because MikroTik 8 is like the headquarters that I will show you later, and it is the MikroTik router MikroTik 8 as the internet gateway, and then click choose type, choose Linux, and version choose other Linux 64-bit, and then next, and then choose the default values next, and then choose use an existing virtual hard disk file and goes to choose the file that we have download and keep it at, and on the file that I just download is the file download, and click on the file CHR 6.48.1 VDI open, and then choose and then create. After that, we go to set the values for net adapter on the network of MikroTik H. Right click and click on settings, and then click on network, and then for adapter 1 we will choose enable network adapter, and we will choose as network. Force could release the internet without relay to any networks, and then networks and adapter 2 we will choose as host only adapter. For program WinBox could connect to the router by MAC address, and adapter 3 we will enable network adapter and choose not attached because it's not yet connected to any interface, and adapter 4 is enable network adapter and not attached the same. adapter 3 and 4 will connect to LAN wires to computer on program GNS3 VPCS. And then we go to check it. Not attached. 3 is not attached. The same. We go to check it again. Network. Adapter 4 is not attached. Adapter 3 is not attached. Okay. And adapter 1 is networks. But why they said invalid setting detected? In order to show this, we need to go to fast preferences and goes to network and add the new network here, and then okay, and then we go to setting again in MikroTik 8 and then goes to network, and then here choose network, and here's the name network has appeared. And adapter 2 choose host only adapters, the same. And adapter 3 choose not touch. Adapter 4 choose not touch. Okay, check again and then okay. Now after set the values of the adapters of the MikroTik 8 networks already, I'm gonna to create the MikroTik B, which means a MikroTik 4 branch. Here's a headquarter and then branch of any virtual company, and then right click. We need to right click and then click on clones. Okay, here we change it to MikroTik B, and then next, and then here full clone, and then set the values for MikroTik B, and goes to fast preference the same. Add network, yes, it already has, so goes to setting, network. Adapter 1 is network. Adapter 2 is host only adapter. Adapter 2 is host only adapter. Adapter 3 is not attached. Adapter 4 is not attached, and I have described why what this means in not attached already. So click OK. And after that, we go to program GNS3 for performing a simulation of a computer network. Program GNS3. Wait for the program to respond. Here, create a new project. Wait for the program to respond. Here they want us to create the new project. I change the name, put the new project, the new project name as L2TP L2TP IPSec VPN. Okay, and then go to edit preferences, then go to virtual VMs, and then click on use. MikroTik 8 has appeared, and then finish, and then click on new. MikroTik B has appeared, and then finish. Click on 8 to set the values for it, goes to edit on network adapter as edge adapter, and here's as hot 1, and here as ether, and then here's on symbol browse classics, and I choose the magnetic router. Which one I should use? I choose this one, router AWP for magnetic edge. Okay, and then okay, and then for magnetic B goes to click on magnetic B and goes to edit magnetic B network as magnetic edge adapter. Here is hot 1, here's ethers, and here's browse classic, and I choose router. Which one I choose? I choose router, simple router. Okay, okay, and then okay, apply, okay, and then I'm the magnetic edge and magnetic bit has appeared, and I'm going to bring it to the file for preface the virtual computer network. Here's magnetic edge, here's magnetic bees, and PC magnetic edge have PC 3 PCs for each magnetic. Magnetic B for 3 PC2, I'm gonna have to change the name here as magnetic edge. Okay, here as H1, here as H2, here as H3, here as magnetic B, here as B3, here as B2, and here as B1, and then I'm going to connect it magnetic edge ether 3 to H1 ether 0, ether 4 to H2 ether 0, and ether 5 to H3 ether 0. And then for magnetic B ether 3 to v1 ether 0, ether 4 to v2 ether 0, and here ether 5 to v3 ether 0, and then we use so ether 4 ether 3 ether 5 ether 3 ether 5 ether 4. Okay, then I'm going to create the like the branch of headquarter and branch, the for the organize it for easy to understand. Yes, here. And goes to lower one layer. Okay, and for this one too. Lower one layer. Yes, and then what's the name? Sorry. Here as headquarter. AURTER headquarter. Okay, and then duplicate here, that put it as brand office. Okay, here I edit text, change the color, I put it as red. Okay, here I put change it as this color, light blue. Okay, and here I change it as red too, and here I change it to dark. Okay, this one I change it to color as light blue and put it to dark too. Okay, and then I create as the it connected by the it connected by I delete one. I put it again. I change the names to internet because from headquarters to branch office they connect by internet, so I put is this one. Sorry, here. Here I put it to lower one layer. And here I put it here too. Okay, and I put it to lower one layer. Okay, here we can easy to understand, easy to understand that the subnet connects to the subnet. It is the headquarters and it is the branch office. So now I will start all this device. Yes. It has appeared the VMs of MicroTik-B. Now it has finished. VMs of MicroTik-B and MicroTik-8 headquarters and branch has appeared. So I'm gonna to setting and name setting on MicroTik router on VM of MicroTik-H and MicroTik-B, and goes to MicroTik-H, MicroTik for the headquarters first. Log in the word keyword admin and password no password. Yes, I'm gonna to reset for the VMs of MicroTik-8. Use the keyword system reset configuration no default equal yes. Yes. It resets thing now. Here's admin the same. No password. I'm gonna have to reset the new identity or set the name for it, use the keyword system identity set name equal micro age. Okay, and then do the same for microtik B of the branch office admin, no password, and I'm going to reset system reset configuration no default to make it no default values. So no default equal yes. It's resetting. Wait for it to work. Is admin the same? No password. And I'm going to change the name is by the keyword system identity set name equal micro B for branch office. Okay. After that, I'm going to goes to program Winbox. I'm goes to program Winbox for set the values of router MikroTik 8 and router MikroTik B. But first of all, we set the for the router MikroTik 8. Goes to program Winbox. Click on make address of MikroTik 8 for the head office and then click connect. Here's the Winbox of MikroTik 8 has appeared and you can see the name here. And I'm goes to system for do the reset configuration. No default configuration and then reset configuration. Yes. Wait the program to respond. Reconnected. Click on MikroTik 8 the MikroTik and then connect. And I think it goes to put the name for it. System identity. Here's as MikroTik 8. Apply. Okay. MikroTik 8 has appeared. And then first of all, setting the I'm going to setting the WAN IP address DHCP client for router MikroTik, that is the internet gateway for VPCS release internet. So goes to IP DHCP client Here's delete it and add the news. Ether1 apply. OK. And then enable. After that, for set up the DHCP client at Ether1 or router to receive IP address for DHCP server is like the, and then go to setting the firewall net or WAN source net. Set the value source net as Ether1 for router. Goes to IP firewall net, and then add here is a source net or as or and net, and here is out interface is Ether1, and then action choose accurate, and then apply. OK. And then set up this source net of Ether1 of router for let source IP address release internet, and then goes to create the bridge. Goes to bridge, and then add first of all is bridge number 1. Apply. OK. Bridge number 1 with the member interface Ether 3 and Ether 4. First of all is Ether 3. Apply. OK. And then add for Ether 4. Bridge 1. Apply. OK. And then add the new bridge. Bridge 2. Apply. OK. And port for the bridge 2, it has the port interface is Ether 5. Bridge 2. Apply. OK. And then goes to set the values IP address for the bridge. Each bridge. First of all is bridge number 1. Goes to IP address and add for bridge 1 IP address is 192.168.10.1/24. Applies, it generates the network for us. OK. And add the address IP address for bridge 2. Here is bridge 2. For bridge 2, IP address is 192.168.20.1/24. Apply, it generates the network for us, and OK. And after that, after we set the IP address for each bridge, we go to set value and I want to put the detail that by set up the IP address on bridge 1 or in bridge 2 is makes connected route at router tab bar automatically. And then I'm going to set the value for the DHCP server at bridge 1 and bridge 2 of magnetic edge, that is the at magnetic edge there is the internet gateway to distribute the IP address in the subnet address in each subnet address. So goes to set up the DHCP server. But first of all, because I use the private DNS, and I'm not in the university. I could not use the DNS of the university, so I will need to use the public DNS of like the DNS of Google or Cloudflare. First of all, I'm going to set the DNS, change my DNS to public DNS. First of all, I'm going to IP DHCP client. On here, I unclick on use DNS. Here for make us to could set up the public DNS. Apply. Okay, and then goes to IP DNS. Here, the public DNS 8.8.8.8, and then 1.1.1.1. Apply. Okay, and then I could to use the DHCP server, set up the value for DHCP servers of split 1 and split 2. Goes to IP DHCP server and set up. Here I use choose split 1. Sorry, split 1. Next. Here I change the time list time as 2 hours. Next. Okay, and then set up for the bridge 2. DCP set up for bridge 2. Next. Okay, and then after set the after that I'm going to set up values local DNS servers at router MikroTik H to release or share IP address at local DNS server from IP address of DNS that get from public DNS. Goes to IP DNS and click on allow remote request. Apply. Okay, and then I'm going to program GNS3 to control all each device in the headquarters subnet for cast the IP DHCP. Goes to GNS3 and here each one right click console for receive the IP DHCP. And then H2 console. Reconnect. I'm gonna to delete it and put it again. E24. Here I change the name to H2 and then I start and then I console again. Now it has appeared and then console H3. it cannot console, and I'm going to delete it. And put it again. Here is the technique to solve the problem when you have missed the problem that you could not solve as me. Console that you could not console as me. I change it to H3. Okay. And then I start. And then I console again. Yes, now it has appeared all. And then I go to receive the IP DHCP. Doras. Yes, now it works. And then I show IP. Okay. And then I save. For H2 the same. IP DHCP. Now it gets the IP DHCP and I show IP. Okay, and then fill. For H3 the same. IP DHCP. Sorry, IP DHCP. Here it gets the IP DHCP and then show IP and then fill. Now I'm trying to ping from H1 to itself. Ping 192.168.10.254. Sorry. Like I ping it to H2. Ping 192.168.10.H2 is 253. 253. Yes, it could ping to H2. And I ping from H1 to H3. Ping 192.168.10. IP address of H3 is 200. For H3 is to 168.20.254. Yes, it could ping to H3. And then I will ping from H2 to H1 and from H2 to H3. Ping 192.168.10.254. Yes, it could ping from H2 to H1. And then I will ping from H2 to H3. Ping 192.168.254. Yes, it could ping from H2 to H3. And then I ping from H3 to H1 and from H3 to H2. Ping 192.168.10.254. Yes, it could ping from H3 to H1 and I ping from H3 to H2. Ping 192.168.10.253. Yes, it could ping from H3 to H1 to H2 too. And then I'm gonna to ping from this device to the internet, that it work or not. Ping 8.8.8 the IP address of for internet or scope calls. Yes, it could ping to 8.8.8, and I ping to domain name of scope calls that make sure it could use it DNS or not. Ping gocalls.com. Yes, it could ping to gocalls.com that make it DNS is work, and then and ping like to sanuk.com. Yes, it could ping too, and then I will ping from for H2 is the same. I ping to 8.8.8.8. Yes, it could ping to 8.8.8.8, and then I ping to gocalls.com. Yes, it could ping to gocalls.com, and then I ping to sanuk.com. Yes, it could ping to sanuk.com. For H3 is the same. Ping to 8.8.8.8. Yes, it could ping, and then I ping to gocalls.com. Yes, it could ping to gocalls.com the same. Ping to sanuk.com. Yes, it could ping to sanuk.com. That means that our device has could ping to each other and could ping to the internet or to the domain name of the that make sure it DNS could work. And after that, I'm going to set the values for the MikroTik B2. Goes to MikroTik B. Here goes to new Winbox and click on MikroTik B. Connect. Yes. For MikroTik B, first of all goes to set it when to set the like the to set the sorry, goes to MikroTik B for the brand brand office. MikroTik B is for the brand office, and first of all go to setting the WAN IP address DHCP client for router MikroTik, that is then as the internet gateway tool for VPCS could release the internet. For MikroTik B goes to IP DHCP client, and here delete it, and then add the same Ether1 enable. Yes, okay, and then goes to after that goes to set the source net of Ether1 or router for that source IP address released in the net. So goes to set the firewall net of WAN source net, goes to IP firewalls on net, here as on here choose source net or CRC SRC net, and here as Ether1 and agent use Mercurate, and then apply OK, and then goes to create the after that it goes to create the bridge for the MikroTik B. First of all, it goes to create the bridge as the bridge 1 the same, apply OK. Bridge 1 has the port as the member interface as Ether3 and Ether4. Ether3, apply, OK, and then Ether4, apply, OK, and then the new bridge as the bridge 2, apply, OK. Bridge 2 has the interface Ether 5. Here is Ether 5 and bridge 2, apply, OK, as we have connect in the GNS3 in the picture. And then goes to set the Wi-Fi address for bridge 1 and bridge 2. Go to IP address. First of all is bridge 1 address of the bridge of the bridge 1. IP address of the bridge 1 of MikroTik B is 192.168.1/24, and then apply. It generates the network, OK. And then for bridge 2, the network address is 192.168.1/24, apply, OK. And after we set the IP address for each subnet, each bridge, for each bridge already, we go to set up to do the DHCP setup at the DHCP server for bridge 1 and bridge 2. But first of all, I need to change my DNS to public DNS of Google or Cloudflare. Go and first of all, I'm going to DHCP client here and select on use peer DNS and then apply, OK. And then I go to IP DNS to set the public IP DNS 8.8.8.8 and then 1.1.1.1, apply, OK. And then goes to IP DHCP server for do the DHCP setup of bridge 1 and bridge 2. Here for bridge 1, next. Here I change it as 2 hour. Next, OK. And then for bridge 2, next, OK. And then I'm going to set up values local DNS as the router MikroTik B to release or share IP address of local DNS server for IP address of DNS that get from public DNS. Go to IP DNS. Here allow remote request. Do allow remote request. Apply. OK. And then goes to program GNS3 to console for the MikroTik B in each device B1, B2, B3 to receive the IP DHCP. Right click console. Yes, I'm going to delete it and set up the new, rebuild it again. and then connect Ether 3. Sorry, here connect again Ether 3 to here. I change the name, they change the name of here as B1. Okay, and then I start again, and then I console again. Yes, now it has appeared. And then for B2 I console again, like console. Yes, B2 has appeared. And B3 right click and console. It needs to rebuild. I delete it. Ether 5. After connected, I change the name it as B3. Okay. And then I start it again. And then I reconsole it again. Now B3 has appeared and I'm going to reset the IP DHCP. Now it has appeared, and then show IP. Yes, and then save. For B2 is the same. IP DHCP. It gets, and then show IP, and then save. B3 is the same. IP DHCP. So IP, and then save. I'm gonna to ping from B1 to B2 and B3. Ping to B2. B2 IP is 253. Ping 192.168.30.253. Yes, it could ping from B1 to B2, and then I'm ping from B1 to B3. 40. Ping 192.168.40.254. Yes, it could ping to B3. Ping again. Yes, it could ping from B1 to B3 too. And then I ping from B2 to B1 and from B2 to B3. Ping 192.168.30.254. It could ping to B1. And then I ping to B3. Ping 192.168.40.254. It could ping to B3 the same, and I ping from B3 to B1 and from B3 to B2. ping 192.168.30.254. Yes, it could ping from B3 to B1, and I ping from B3 to B2. Ping 192.168.30.253. Yes, it could ping the same, and I ping from B1 to 8.8.8. 8.8.8.8. Yes, it could ping to 8.8.8, and I ping from B1 to google.com. Ping google.com. It could ping to google.com, and I ping from B2 to 8.8.8. 8.8.8.8. Yes, it could ping to 8.8.8.8, and I ping to google.com. Yes, it could ping to google.com, and B3 ping 8.8.8.8. Yes, and then ping to google.com. Yes, and then I want to know that that the device in the subnet of the MikroTik H of the headquarter could ping to the MikroTik B each subnet of MikroTik B or not, to the device in MikroTik B or not, in the brand office or not. So I ping from like from B1 to H on. From B1 to H1. Ping 192.168.10.254. Yes, it's time out. It could not ping. So do the same. I ping from H3 to B3. Ping 192.168.40.254. It could not ping the same. So it is reached the main point that I do the presentation today is why we could not ping from each subnet to each subnet in like of the brands of the headquarter to the brands like this. Sorry, it is ether 5 and ether 4, ether 5, ether 4 like this, because we and how we could ping to each other like this. We need to use the VPN site-to-site as the main of the presentation today. So I'm gonna to set up the L2TP IPSec VPN server at MikroTik H. So my MikroTik H or MikroTik of the headquarter for L2TP IPSec VPN server. So go to MikroTik H and go to session and close our window, and then goes to PPPP, and then goes to L2TP, L2TP to PPPP, and then goes to L2TP server, and then here click on enable, and then for here user IP user IPSec choose require, and then IPSec secret or password I put it as 1 2 3 4 5. Here if you want to show to see, go to setting and then unclick on hide password, so you could about to see that 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and then apply. Okay, after that goes to PPPP profile, and then here it is the goes to PPPP and goes to the PPPP profile. Sorry, goes to PPPP and then goes to profile, add. Here I change it to profile L2TP and then apply. Okay. After that I go to PPPP secret. Secret and then I'm goes to add. And then goes to PPP secret and then name. Here I change it to user 1 and then password I put it as test, and then server here I choose L2TP, and then profile here I choose profile L2TP, and then here for local address is 10.10.10.1 and remote address is 10.10.10.2 and then apply. Okay, and then goes to IPSec. Yes, set value proposals, and then go to here as a default. Everything is the same. We don't change anything. Okay. And then for we goes to add the L2TP IPSec. L2TP IPSec VPN client at MicroTik-B. Set the values L2TP client on MicroTik-B at brand office. So goes to MicroTik-B. Goes to session, close all window, and then goes to PPPP and then PPPP, and then add here, choose as L2TP client. New interface for here. Name is L2TP out 1, and then and then add L2TP diodes here connects to the WAN IP of MikroTik 8 is 10.0.2.4. For user number 1 and password is test. Could show the password here, test, and then profile default encryption, and then user IPSec enable, and then IPSec secret is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and then apply. Okay, and then here for the and then for here goes to status, go to status, and for the local address, IP address of L2TP IP client that get for IP local address is here. And then we go to interface L2TP out 1 status, and here for the local address here I wish goes to here status for local address and remote address. Why I do not see? I don't get it. Like I need to go to MikroTik 8 to see that for the IP address of MikroTik 8. Or here it is 0.2, 0.5, no 0.3. So I go to change it to 5, and then apply. Okay, and then I check it again as status. Now I get it for the local address here of MikroTik B is 10.10.10.2, and here's for MikroTik from the server L2TP IP server is 10.10.10.1. Apply. Okay, and here is all that means it's running, means that I could receive the connect the L2TP IPSec VPN from server. And then goes to headquarters, goes to PPPP, and then goes to active connection. Here we could connect to the L2TP client. Okay, and then I goes to ping it again. I ping from H3 to B3. It still cannot ping. So why it still cannot ping? Because it don't have the root. The two subnets that it connects to, like the different subnets from MikroTik H to MikroTik B, like this, it needs to have route. So I'm going to set up the IP route for MikroTik H and MikroTik B. First of all, from MikroTik H to MikroTik B, headquarters to brand, goes to IP route and adds. First of all, for destination address is 192.168.30.0/24, and then gateway is 10.10.10.2. Apply. Okay, and then here it's a router for each route. Its subnet address is 192.168.40.0/24, and then here is the same 10.10.10.2 for the gateway. Apply. Okay, and then to add the route, add MikroTik B to MikroTik H, goes to add MikroTik B IP routes, add. For the first destination address 192.168.10.0/24, and gateway is 10.10.10.1. Apply. Okay, and its destination address is each route is 192.168.20.0/24, and gateway is 10.10.10.1. Apply. Okay, and then we go to ping again. Yes, now we could ping from H3 of headquarters to B3 of the brands. Then ping from H1 to B1. Ping 192.168.30.254. Yes, it could ping from H1 to B1. And then I ping from H1 to B3. Ping 192.168.40.254. Yes, it could ping from H1 or headquarter to B3 of brand, and then I ping from H2 to B1 to B2, H2 to B2, ping 192.168.30.253. Yes, it could ping from H2 to B2, and then I ping from H2 to B3, ping 192.168.40.254. Yes, it could ping from H2 to B3, and then at B1 I pings to H1, ping 192.168.10.254. Yes, I could ping from B1 to H1 from branch to headquarter, and I ping from B1 to H3, ping 192.168.20.254. Yes, it could ping from B1 to H3, B1 to H3, and then I ping from B1 to H2 from 162.168.10.253. Yes, it could ping from B1 to H2, and then I ping from B2 to H2 192.168.10.253. Yes, it could print from B2 to H1 from branch to headquarter, and I print from branch B2 to H1 for ping 192.168.10.254. Yes, it could ping to H1, and then I ping from B3 to H3, ping 192.168.20.254. Yes, it could ping from sorry, I ping the wrong IP address. Ping 192.168.20.254. Yes, it could ping from B3 to H3, and I ping from B3 to H2, ping 192.168.10.253. Yes, it could ping from B3 to H2, and I ping from B3 to H1, ping 192.168.10.254. Yes, it could ping from B3 to H1. That means that in the computer my each device could ping to in different subnet, and different location could ping to each other, like from branch to headquarter, and from headquarter to branch it could ping to each other, and each device in each of the branch and of the headquarter could ping to internet and could ping the domain name. That means the DNS could work. That means my presentation about the L2TP IP VPN could work. Mean that it could work for the for the L2TP IPSec VPN of my presentation has a work, but of the device could connect to each other, could ping to each other, and then I want to check that my I forget to check, or I could check it now. You could check it from the first, or could check it now that your MikroTik could work or not. First of all, in the new terminal, no, in the new terminal of MikroTik B, you could try to ping to 8.8.8. Yes, it could ping. That means your MikroTik B could connect to the internet and ping to google.com. Yes, it could work as well. And for the MikroTik H, use terminals ping 8.8.8.8. Yes, it could ping and ping to google.com. Yes, it could ping as well. So the MikroTik and all device of my project L2TP IPSec VPN for in program GNS3, and for the presentation Site-to-Site VPN using L2TP IPSec have finished, and I hope you could learn a lot from my video. Thank you very much.